Welcome to the Cyclical CEO podcast, where we redefine what it means to scale a business without sacrificing your soul. I'm Camille Lalonde, your guide to stepping into your CEO throne with systems, strategy, and sovereignty. If you're an ambitious woman who's built a successful business but feels trapped in the grind, this podcast is for you. Here we talk about scaling in flow, building a business that fuels your heart, and reclaiming the queen energy you were meant to embody. Let's break free from burnout and fall back in love with your business. Ready? Let's dive in. Welcome back, Queens. If you feel like your business is running you instead of the other way around, this episode is for you. May this be your wake up call. So many women start their businesses for freedom in the search of more liberty, free time in their schedule, but the exact opposite ends up happening and they get even more trapped than ever. And today we're breaking down why is that happening and more importantly, how to fix this. Today's episode is for the women who built a successful businesses but still feel overwhelmed, overworked, and tired in their business. Those who are stuck in doing instead of leading. Anyone who wants to step into their true CEO energy. And I would even want to add the people that are starting to fall out of love with their business because they end up doing everything but the things that they love and that matters to them. What you'll learn today is the difference between being a business owner versus being an employee in your own business. You'll learn the exact mindset shifts and systems you need to in order to break free. And the first steps to reclaiming your CEO seat in your own business. The first part of today's podcast is to make you swallow the pill of the hard truth. So let's take a moment to visualize yourself in your business. Imagine your day of work starting, but all of a sudden you're either sick and can't work, or you have a fun, unexpected vacation that gets planned, but you realize that you can't really take a break because as soon as you stop working and that you take a break, your business also stops working. And that's when you realize that hard truth that you don't own a business, you own a job. And now I want to make something very clear that I'm not bashing on you, I'm not saying that this is bad. I want to congratulate you for getting to this point. It is very hard to even create a job for yourself. So I want to applaud you for getting all the way here, but I want to celebrate you for also wanting to get to the next stage, which means owning your own business, a business that works for you and without you instead of only when you're in it. Breaking free from the ties of employee mode. So let's look into why do most, especially spiritual women in business, unconsciously keep themselves in employee mode in their business. They might be confusing working hard with running a business. They might be micromanaging everything because they don't trust delegation. They might be addicted to control and not even realize it. And this can look like drowning in client work every day and never being able to take time off. Your business relies 100% on you to operate. And you say things such as, I don't have time, to things that would actually help you scale, like creating processes and systems, but you never have time for that. Reality check. If your business can't function without you, you don't have a business, you have a job. And even worse than that, you have a 24/7 job with non-paid overtime. Let's change this, Queen. This year, we're getting out of that cycle. So why are you stuck in this cycle? Number one, you think that more work equals more growth in your business. And this is a total illusion that I invite you today to break free of. You're going to start affirming that it's the opposite. So more work doesn't equal more growth. You can start affirming that the less I work hard, the more I earn easily. the more I work in flow, the easier and faster I attract and manifest what I want. The grind culture trap is really something that affects a lot of people in business, and believing that if you're not working, your business isn't growing. And I'm sure you've felt that feeling a million times when you're in your couch or in your bed and you're trying to rest and just have a moment for you to renew. And all you can think of is, I'm feeling useless. I feel like I should be doing something. And you're fidgety, you're restless, you're overstimulated in your bed, and you probably end up scrolling on your phone, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever app it may be. So, the hustle culture is something that might have been beneficial for you in the early stages of your business when you had to do it all and to burn the midnight oil to make things happen. But past a certain point, it will just backfire and create the total opposite effect for you and probably just ruin all your efforts. So be mindful of that. The hustle culture is canceled this year, okay? We're moving away from that and we're tuning into our cyclical CEO energy. The number two thing that you might be doing that is keeping you trapped in this owning a job situation instead of being your own CEO is that you're addicted to doing instead of leading. I'm pretty sure that in order to get where you are today, you had to be working a lot and doing a lot, and that you always have a super busy schedule. If I were to look at your Google Calendar right now, I'm sure that every day is packed with meetings, with to do things, and a bunch of entries and meetings and appointments that are scheduled in there, leaving you with no spaciousness, no time to actually implement the things that really matter to get you where you want to be. There's something you need to understand, and it's normal, and I want you to be soft with yourself when you're going to think of that, and is your nervous system. So your nervous system gets used to what's comfortable and repetitive and becomes a routine and a habit in your life. So if your habit for the past year or more has been to visually see a calendar packed with things to do and to attend and to go to, it is what makes you feel safe. So if tomorrow I were to tell you cancel all these meetings and free up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for personal work and for working on long-term projects, you would feel completely dysregulated. So the thing that you're going to have to work on in order to get out of that trap is also to readjust the internal thermostat of your nervous system that is related to seeing your schedule so full, and to slowly start training yourself to feel and to know within that it is safe to have a schedule that is more spacious, that breathes, and that have time, space for you to either work on yourself, read books, meditate, rest, work on long-term projects, optimize your business, create new systems. And all of that leads you to feeling guilty when you're not working. So it's really important to decondition this in yourself. And there's also the belief that, of course, no one can do it as well as you can. I want to add a little something about that. So, if you're the type of person that has a hard time delegating because you think that people won't do it as well as you, I want you to think the opposite. So start conditioning yourself into thinking, what if someone else can do it better than me, faster than me, and have pleasure doing it? And on top of that, when I pay that person X amount per hour to do it, I'm able to do X, Y, Z things that are going to bring me back 5 times more profit and return on my investment than what it costs me to delegate to that person. And think about it. It's not normal that you're trapped doing things that are not in your zone of genius. You shouldn't be investing your time into things that not only you can do in an excellent way. You are a genius. You are a superstar in one specific domain in your life that no one in your team can do as well as you. And that's what you should be focusing on, and not on the rest. The third thing you might be doing, and that's why it's keeping you trapped in this position of a technician instead of a CEO in your business, is that you're afraid to let go and to surrender. Are you trapped in the control freak mindset? I'd rather do it myself than risk someone else messing it up. Perfectionism disguised as standards in your ways of operating. And why refusing to delegate is actually slowing you down. So, this goes back to what I was just saying. And you have to understand that this year, if you want to get out of that technician seat in your business instead of CEO, you really have to start understanding that being a perfectionist and being a control freak is a disservice to yourself, to your business, and to the people in your team. Because if they don't feel the trust between you and them, and that they don't feel that you trust them to do a good job, how could they possibly manage to do a good job? So there's going to have to be some work done there to train people up to your standard and to build trust and to know that they are doing you a favor to liberate your time, which is your most precious resource and asset, so that you can focus it on the things that matter for you. And that's how you're going to shift from a 2x way of managing your business to a 10x way of managing your business this year. 2x keeps you trapped in all these little daily tasks that are cluttering your calendar and are making you feel like you were busy all day but nothing got done at the end of the day. And 10x are the big leaps that only you can take that'll make you feel like you were propelled decades in advance and further in your business with way less effort and struggle. The CEO shift. So, how to break free from this position as a technician, as an employee in your own business, and shift into your CEO seat this year. Your first step is going to be the need for an identity shift. You're not a service provider. You are the CEO of a business that delivers a service. You have to start envisioning yourself in that way. And for me, and you'll hear me repeat this all the time in Systems Queen, and it says it in the name of this podcast. The queen is the archetype that I chose as the figure, as the embodiment of who I am as a CEO in my business. Does a queen answer all the emails and the phone calls? No, she doesn't. Maybe she'll answer the very important ones that need her specific expertise and attention, but she doesn't make herself available to everyone. So you're going to have to do your own identity shift. What is your version of the CEO that helps you break free from that role of a technician in your business? For me, again, it's the queen. If you want to use the queen, I highly recommend. The queen is the archetype that is perfectly balanced between the feminine and the masculine. And she knows how to be a hard worker, a dedicated, reliable person, but also respect herself immensely and knows how to set proper boundaries in her personal and professional life. This is going to help you shift from being a doer and step into your new role of being a leader. The number two step you're going to have to follow in order to shift from your technician role into your CEO role this year is to systemize everything. Again, the name of this podcast, Systems Queen. Systemizing is the name of the game. If you do something more than twice, it needs a system. Everything that you observe, you have to do repetitively, constantly in your business, has to be systemized. Once a system is in place, delegation is much more easy. So you need to make sure that you have proper systems, proper processes, and that everything is documented and standardized in your business in order to be able to delegate this to the right people in your team. Start with these three core areas. Number one, how clients are onboarded and managed. Two, how daily operations run. Three, how marketing and sales are handled. These are three very easy things that you can start systemizing, analyzing, and seeing who does what, who would be the best person to do X, Y, Z. What are we doing in a repetitive and constant manner that can be systemized, optimized, automated, delegated? Step number 3 is to learn to delegate, but take a note here, without, of course, losing control. Delegating doesn't mean shoveling in your friends or your coworkers' backyard. It means training the people properly, setting up expectations, planning beforehand. It has to be done in a mindful and respectful way of the person that is going to be helping you doing the things that you want them to take over. So, how to start small? Give up the $10 tasks so you can focus on the $1,000 tasks. Everything in your business that is taking up your time and energy that doesn't bring back a lot of value in your business should absolutely be delegated. You can also apply the queen test. So if a queen had to do everything in her kingdom, it would collapse. So always ask yourself, before doing a task, before jumping into your old habits of, let me do it, take a moment, sit with yourself, and be honest. Wonder, if I were a queen in my kingdom, would I really be doing this right now? Or would I have someone more skilled to do it for me? And you'll see it's very easy once you start thinking of it that way. Next, how to hire help, even if you think you're not ready. So this is a way that you can learn to delegate, how to hire help. You're going to ask yourself, is the task that I'm trying to delegate needing a full-time resource? Am I ready for that? Can I get a freelancer instead? And you'll see there's always a solution for everything. Every stage of your business matches a specific solution that is available on the market at the moment. Most people, what they'll do when they're passing from that stage of doing everything themselves to moving on to a CEO, they'll have freelancers. They'll have people that work based on the hours so that you don't have the stress and the pressure to be keeping these people busy 40 hours per week and to maintain a full-time salary. And once you move on to the next stage and you feel like, the freelancers aren't cutting it anymore and you need constant help and you need someone who really can assure you that they're constantly available for you, then you move on to that next stage. And step number 4, in order to help you get out of your role of a technician this year and step into your CEO position, is to design a business that supports you. Setting up your offers so that they don't require constant effort. Systemize things. Bundle things up. Record things. For example, if you're a coach and that you find yourself repeating things over and over and over again to your clients, record it. Create a bundle, create a package, create a virtual recorded container, and skip this part of your one-on-one work with them, refer them to that video, and then come back for the one-on-one for things that are specific and applicable to each client. Scaling in a way that gives you more time and not less. So everything that is keeping you more and more and more busy and doesn't bring you joy, doesn't bring more lightness in your life and in your schedule, remove it. Completely scrap it or delegate it or find another way to structure it and systemize it. But you shouldn't be getting more and more and more busy. To the contrary, if you're scaling and doing it right, you should be getting more and more and more free and having more and more and more time on your hands to do the things that you love and that bring you back more and more joy and more fulfillment. A real business allows you to take a break without it falling apart. So think about that. If that's your goal this year, you're going to have to apply everything that we've discussed so far. I'm going to repeat that sentence. A real business allows you to take a break without it falling apart. If every time that you take a day off, that you miss a few phone calls or emails or messages from your team, that you take a vacation or that you're sick, things fall between cracks, collapse, there's messes that are happening, it means that there's a problem in the way that your business is designed. And we're already reaching the end of today's episode. So if you didn't start your business to work harder than when you had a job, you started it for freedom. And this is why you're here listening to this podcast, listening to this episode. And I believe in you that you absolutely have all that it takes to get there. The only way to step into your CEO energy is to stop running your business like a one woman show. Believe me, a queen doesn't run her queendom alone. She has many specialists, many skilled people helping run that kingdom with her. So if this hit home, DM me on Instagram at Consciousness Guidance and tell me what's your number one thing you're still holding on to that you know you need to delegate. Share your best aha moment. And if you're ready to break free from this cycle, my program Systems Queen is designed to help you systemize, delegate, and reclaim your time like the true CEO and queen that you are. And I'll see you on the next episode. You're overcomplicating everything and it's keeping you stuck. Stay tuned.